Y'all, me and this technology stuff, I know I'm coming to you from Restream, and I usually come to you from StreamYard, but every time I tried to enter in, it said, we have a problem. It's not your fault. Click to restart. And I would, and I did it about 10 times. And today I have zero patience. Evidently, I had 10 clicks worth. Oh, I don't even know how to pull this up on my TV. I don't. I'm not. Yeah, this is so upsetting to me because I know that there are people in StreamYard waiting. Hmm. Okay, so I don't even know how to do this, guys. I don't even know how to do this. Okay, come over here. Okay, it says I'm successfully connected. So, hello everybody. All aboard. I am your baby boomer Kitty Lane from the Peninsula in Virginia, and we are here with another Create and Relate. I'm not super excited today. I don't know very much about Restream. It was suggested to me as a backup once, and I'm glad it was. Those of you who are toddling over, I do thank you for sticking it out enough with me to come over and find me here. If you can go back and let everybody know that I'm over here, guys, it's oh wow. I don't know what was going on. I clicked to go into StreamYard and StreamYard kept saying an error has occurred. It's not your fault. Retry. And I kept retrying and retrying and retrying. And I kept getting the same error message. So then it said it wouldn't allow me to use the free StreamYard without signing in. That was the first thing I did. So I went all the way out. I signed in again and still, hello, Hi, Gail. Haven't heard from you or seen you in a while. How are you? Oh my goodness. What part of Maryland are you in? I have family up there. I got a lot of family up there. Yeah, I got family in Upper Marlsboro, Waldorf, Baltimore, of course, um, Annapolis. Oh my goodness. I've got family all over in Maryland. I'm part of the Hodges clan, if you know any of us. Yes. Hodges, Petersons, Sears. That's my family. I was telling everybody about all the troubles I had getting here. I know you all usually see me on StreamYard, but for some reason, StreamYard is tripping, and your girl is just not having it. Um, your girl has not been herself for the past couple of days. Is that a good thing? Temple Hills. Okay, I have heard of it. I have heard of it. I know when we used to be a part of the Lady All Star Duck Pin Bowling Tour, we would bowl in Silver Springs. No. We would bowl in Suitland, and we would stay in Silver Springs. I got it backwards, but yeah, we bowled in Suitland. I can't remember the name of the road that it was on, but there was a Popeyes that we always went to on that road. It was right next door. The bowling alley was right next door to a barber shop, and it was a big it was a big transit station across the street. Ooh, and y'all got dentists everywhere, everywhere. Anytime you want to get your teeth taken care of, go to Maryland. Go to Maryland. They got dentists everywhere. Okay, guys, it's time for the B. What did I have for breakfast? I had a bowl of Fruit Loops, and it was very satisfying. I did have a bowl of Fruit Loops, and of course, you all know, gotta have my coffee. So I do have my Folgers Black Silk coffee, 20 ounces. Uh, I think I cut back. I had gone up in ounces with creamer, but I actually did cut back to 12 ounces. And I have the French vanilla creamer. And my drink, I got my water, y'all. I do. Okay, so we went through A, B, C, and D. As for the E, I have nothing under E today. We probably will end up being really, really short and brief today. F is finished items in focus. And I do have a few things to show you there. The last time I showed you, I think I had 8 of the baby caps done. Guys, I'm up to 13. I still need to redo these 4, but this is 6, 7, 8, 9 that are completely done. And I'm going to redo that one. These 2 should yield me another hat each. So I'm going to try to get these 2 done today, and I'm going to try to remake these 4. So I'll make my total count 15 so far. What am I shooting for? I'm shooting to fill up this box. That's what I want to do. I want to fill up this box and send them to Juan. You'll see his name pinned in the description box below. That's where all my donation hats are going to Juan the Yarn Addict. He has 2 tutorials on his page for the, I always have to look up the name of it. I think it's called the Slumber Sprout. Some Snuggle Sprout, the Snuggle Sprout beanie. And there's another one that he has for preemies. Left and right hand tutorials. Those are what he's accepting for donations if you care to donate. I'm hoping that that box will hold 63 hats. This is my year of 63, as I was born in 63 and I will be 63 on my birthday. This is the second thing or the last thing that I finished. If you all remember, I was probably about here when you saw it. No, I had gotten it up to here. I got it up to here. So I did finish this. I added the handles. When I first did the handles, my daughter looked at it. I told y'all she's my manager. She's my CEO. You know, she's my confidant. She's everything business related and family related. And she looked at it and she said, "That's nice, Mom, but it, I don't know how to say it. I don't want to hurt your feeling." I'm like, "Hey, we got to do this. Let's do this." So she looked at it. She said, "It looks kind of tacky the way I first did it." She said, "I would say crochet a flap and sew it over." What I had done was single crocheted all along, but it made my stitch end up here instead of on top where I wanted it. And as much as I tried to maneuver it, it just wasn't working out. So we took that out and we followed the CEO's advice. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I think another suggestion was given to me that for the material I chose, maybe I needed darker handles. But guys, this is my first using the bottom and the handles. So I'm not mad at it at all. I really am not, especially not with it being the first. And I know it keeps blending and bouncing in with this background. I don't even know how to get rid of this background, guys. I don't. I don't even know how to get rid of it. I'm trying to keep myself centered on the screen. And okay, maybe that'll help. I keep hitting the button to make it screen size. And that's not working. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So what is my focus for today? This baby right here. I wanted to work on this so bad yesterday, guys. And to be completely honest with you, I did not have the strength. I did not have the strength. This is getting huge, of course, as it should. But I did not, I didn't have the strength to do it. I've not been well for the past 2 days. Um, Yesterday, my whole body ached. And when I got back from the doctor, I came in, I laid down and went to sleep. I was very afraid because I didn't think I was going to wake up. When I did wake up, I felt better from head to knees. My knees down were absolutely throbbing for the duration of the day. So I had another restless night. I was having weird dreams to the point that I was calling. That was the funny part. I was calling my grandson to help me with something in my dream. And I hear this little voice closer than in my dream say, "Yes." And when I woke up, I'm looking around for him. I'm like, "Where are you?" He says, "I'm right here, Grandma." And I looked over, and my baby was standing right at my feet. And he's just rubbing my feet. He's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, you got to get these two little brats. They won't behave. They're not listening." He said, "Grandma, there's nobody in here but me and you." Yes, the blanket is getting huge, sis. Thank you for being here. I can't get anything to work, sis. I could not get StreamYard to work, and it's beyond frustrating me right now. I'm pushing buttons here, trying to make my screen big, and it's not working. I'm seeing this little bitty screen. I don't feel like I'm centered. When I look at TV, I see that I am centered, but it's just not centered here, and it's messing with my mind. But today I feel beat. I feel absolutely beat. And when I stop and sit down, I have these little miniature tremors, and I'm not understanding where they are coming from. But it is what it is. Okay, so on to the healthometer. Pretty much told you. Um, my body feels like it's betraying me, which puts my mental in a questionable state. Nothing, the mental, nothing to worry about so much. The body is what I'm worried about. Okay, so we went through F. There was no G. We just did H. There is no I. So now J. J is our joke of the day. And I found a really cute crochet joke of the day. And it simply says, "What did one skein say to the other?" Thank you, Gail. While y'all are thinking on that, I'll tell you what the colorway is. The blended color is the all-in-one flower power cherry blossom. And with that, I am using mainstay red, pink, and white. I'm not going to pull all of those out. But those are the colors I was wondering. Yeah, I'm wondering what's going on too, sis. So, what did one skein say to the other? I'm sorry. It says, "I'm afraid not." I thought that was so cute. I'm afraid. The word A, and then afraid is FRAYED, and then not KNOT. I'm afraid not. I thought that was too cute. I really did. And now we move on to K. which is to remind you of Crochet with Kitty, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I apologize. I tried to get one out to you all yesterday. I tried really hard, guys. I really, really did. My body just would not let me do it. But the days that we are proposing to get those out to you on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I do have a square tutorial that I am working on to get out to you. As soon as whatever this is passes, I will be back on top of things, and I'm going to keep doing what I can while I can. I may not be able to do everything that I want to do, but I am going to continue to push forth. That I will do. Okay, there's no L, no M, no N, no O. As for P, our podiversary is coming up on April 27th. The celebration, however, will be on April 25th. That is a Saturday. What I'm asking is if you have any questions for me whatsoever, y'all the people's in here, he'd be sitting here holding this top. Me and his mother cannot show in none of this. Can we show if we go outside? He's the cleavage police. um, but yes, the anniversary is on the 27th of April. That is the day that I flipped the switch and said, "Hey, I want to do this." And like I said, we're celebrating on the 25th. I was thinking that I would possibly have like another type celebration in June because that's when I actually dropped my first video. So we're going to think about it and see how things go and see where we go there. Okay, so Q. I'm sorry. So Q. Q is our quote of the day. And I stuck with the arts with this. So, art washes away from the soul the dust of everyday life. Art washes away from the soul the dust of everyday life. And that is by Pablo Picasso. And if you think about that, everything that we go through, even this that I'm going through, the art that we get ourselves into, case in point, um, can help us in so many ways. It distracts our thoughts and gets us into a different realm of mind. Lots of times that helps. I don't think we realize how much our mindset helps us in healing. So when we can take the time to just doodle a little something, which this is the idea of my next blanket, it has not gone on the hook. That's why we have no start date and no end date. We don't have what size hook we're using, what size yarn, which we all know for me it's going to be a 4 worsted weight. Chances are the hook size will be a 6.0, the Susan Bates 6.0. I might go with my Prim. I'm not sure. But I'm sorry, I do have proposed elements. Proposed measurements. Over here, I have certain sayings that I want to put in the bricks. And it's just kind of like a motivational blanket that I want to work on. No, I'm not putting all of these sayings. I'm going to pick a saying to go in the bricks. And what eventually I want to do is have a door here at the bottom because we tend to build walls. And one of those sayings will say something like, walk through the door, open the door, or happiness on the other side. Something simple to let people know that walls are meant to come down. So that is something that I'm working on. And I think it helped put me in a better state of mind. Even though I didn't sleep well last night, I did sleep better last night than I did the night before. So, along with working on, I didn't tell you the pattern of the red, white, and pink blanket that I showed you. The name of the pattern is called Shells by the Bay. It is my pattern. I did not put the link in the description box, but if you go to my page and look at my tutorials, you'll see a tutorial for a square that says Shells by the Bay. And I just expounded on that and turned it into a blanket. So that is what the design is. That's where the design came from. That square that I did is also my square. The Shells by the Bay design is mine. So I just wanted to put that out there. I didn't take it from somebody. That one's mine. Okay, now as for no, what I was saying, um, along with working on that, I plan to doodle some more. I found this book to be so beneficial. So. The project planner over at Walmart is where I got it. Not only do I write down my projects, as you can see here, this one is the 100 ball project, which I have 100 different colored balls of yarn that I'm working. This one is the bits and pieces balls, which is another one that I'm putting squares together. And this one is the Stitcher Hood, which is the one that you saw. This is a Stitcher Hood donation blanket. It is going for a cause, a DV shelter that places survivors into homes and gives them queen size beds. Along with those queen size beds, what they're asking is queen size crochet blankets to go with them. So that's the reason behind it. Um, I also have the Candy Girl. I have the Candy Girl handbag with the handles, which I showed you. Love that bag, guys. And you can see I put a big heart at the bottom and say completed. Um, I don't have it close to me, but the Chesapeake triangle bucket hat. I do not. Wait a minute. No, that's not it. But I don't have it close to me to show you. But that's something that I made last week. And of course, once I completed it, I put the heart at the bottom. And then I made sure that I have another blanket that I started, which I'm calling it the Rosy Granny Square. And it's just going to be a granny square, but it's going to be all shades of red, pink. And I haven't decided if I'm putting white in it yet, but I do know that I am going with the reds and the pinks. This is what I have so far to go in it. So that's going to do with that. And then, of course, my brick situation. And I call it brick wall. I am going to do some more designing today and drawing things out as it seems to help me from so much trim. I haven't had any tremors since I've been up here. So maybe the talking and, being busy does help. It's basically like I said, when I stop and I lay down or something, and then all of a sudden I'll jolt and I go into these little tremors. Okay, reminders. Letter R. Don't forget your journals. Do not forget your journals. Gail, I don't know if you heard about the journals. I propose that we start journals this year. And what I wanted to have everybody do, especially if you're not accustomed to journaling, is just to keep a basic journal. You can start anytime. And you're basically going to put 10 entries in your journal. Number 1, 2, 3, and 4 will be your mood and your health. You're going to check your mood and health in the mornings. So you're going to write those down, and you're going to check them in the evenings before you go to bed. And then you're going to choose 2 people that you want to get in contact with, however long you want that span to be. If you want it to be daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, I wouldn't suggest longer than a month. I think every 30 days at least it should change. But then you put those down. And then you want to write down three things that you want to do for the day. One, two, three. Write those three things down, and that leaves you with one thing left to do. At night before you go to bed, write a paragraph about how your day went. Just plain and simple how your day went. The next journal I want to work on, I'm going to actually bring that in next month. And it's going to be a medical journal because I think it's very important, especially after, I think after the age of 21, that you keep a medical journal because once you reach adulthood, your body starts going through changes then. And you need to be up on that. So anytime you go to a doctor, you have all of this information right in front of you. So we'll start working on that next month. Sounds like a lot, but once you get yourself in the habit of doing it, I mean, when I wake up in the morning and I write down in my journal, how I feel when I wake up, what my mood is, I take note of who I need to call. I usually preface it the night before so I know the three things that I need to do for the day. So that's half my journal done right there, and then over the course of the evening, I go back, check to make sure I got those three things done. Hmm. If anything exciting happens, I'm sorry, y'all, my hip. But if anything exciting happens, I make sure I jot that down. And I go back to that list of people that I need to contact, and I'll either drop a text message or send an email or leave a voicemail if they don't answer the phone. I let them know right away, hey, I didn't call to keep you on the phone a long time. I'm just reaching out to say hi. Just wanted to let you know that you're being thought about. Just something real brief. And it's to help people again. So somewhere along this technological journey, we're forgetting how to people. Our definition of peopling is in our phone, and it involves swiping. We can tell you all the latest reels, all the latest TikToks, all the latest shorts. We can tell you all of those, but we can't tell you how Aunt Mary's doing, how Uncle Jimmy's doing. We can't tell you that because we haven't heard from them in years. And it doesn't matter that they don't call you back. You do your part. I used to always tell my kids coming up, do what you know to be right. Everything else is on everybody else. But you do what you know to be right. Okay, I have nothing for S. I have nothing for T, U, V, W, X. And what I have for Y, I'm going to skip it right now. I have nothing for Z. I just want to recap everything that we've done. Remember the journals. Oh, along with the reminders, I'm sorry I skipped two things. 30 minutes a day organizing. We have 30 minutes where we just sit down and do nothing. My organizing is going to come a little later this evening. We have a plan. Daughter's going to wash and dry clothes. The kids are going to bring me the clothes to fold. The kids are going to take the clothes and disperse them where they need to go. And we're going to get that done. That's going to be done. The other thing is, like I told you, and this is a reminder of a reminder, Podversary coming up. Drop your questions that you have for me. And that's what we're going to be doing on that day, on the 25th of April. So, with all of that being said, I know that I only had y'all here for a half hour. I'm going to go back and play with StreamYard a little bit and see. Thank you. Thank you. I love you all too. I love you too, sis. I do. And I love all of you. But like I said, I'm gonna go back and play with StreamYard and see if I can figure out what the problem is. I feel like they're pushing me to become a paid member, but if you offer free services, you don't know a person's situation. You know what I'm saying? So why try to push people in it? Well, part of the peopling thing, I guess. Oh, there is something I want to share with you. I don't know if a lot of you are getting spam calls like I am. I have had upwards to 151 spam calls in a day. But I know if you have a Droid, I don't know if it comes with the iPhones or not, but there's this neat little feature when, I'm sorry, when the phone call comes up, right above the keypad on the left side, you'll see a button that says record. Once you answer that phone and you realize that it's a spam call, if you hit record, most of the time they'll disconnect right away. Now, if it's somebody, you're so right. Z is for sleeping. But if it's somebody that you normally don't talk to and they're reaching out and they stop and say, hey, what do they mean this conversation is being recorded? Then, you have the option at that point to say, hey, I'm getting a lot of spam calls, so I'm recording my calls, but hold on, I got you. And you can stop the recording. So that is that. And there is that. And that there is. And there is there. We are here. Oh my goodness. Y'all, I got another cute little joke for y'all. I do. I've been saying this to my grandson. So, what do you call a magician who's lost his magic? What do you call a magician who's lost his magic? Visualize the word in your mind. What do you call a magician who's lost his magic? You call him Ian. Think about it. Magician. And if you get rid of the magic, you're left with Ian. Ian. Oh my goodness, that was real cute. And what do you call a cow with no toes? A cow with no toes. What do you call a cow with no toes? A cow with no toes is called lactose. Oh my goodness. A cow with no toes is called lactose. I guess I do have a beautiful story for you, and I think I got off track because StreamYard didn't work. And the story that I had for you all was based on the thumbnail. The thumbnail is a picture of my mother. Um, this particular picture was taken at a buffet restaurant in Maryland, actually. It happened to be uh, my great uncle's, I think it was his 80th birthday, if I'm not mistaken. And that year was a busy year for me. That summer was a busy summer for me because I had gone to Texas for my vacation. So I spent a week in San Antonio uh, with my son. And as soon as I got back, it was time to get ready to go to Uncle Ham's. Yes, Uncle Abraham, to go to his birthday celebration. So more family than we anticipated were coming. We had a whole room set aside for the family. That my mother's side of my family, y'all, is quite large. I don't know very much about my father's side of the family. I'm still learning, and I am like, I'm sorry, meeting people at the rate of about 2 people a year. So I don't know very much about my father's family. At any rate, We got in and secured our seat and everything. And it was funny because, like I said, I had just gotten back from Texas, went home, scooped the family, and then we go straight to Maryland. And all of this was hotel stay for me. So we're in Maryland. We get everything straight at the hotel. My mom was fussing because she didn't like her hair. And it was like, okay, either do your hair, do the baby's hair, because my granddaughter went with us. And we had to switch off. And it was funny because well, not funny to us, it was funny because we learned to deal with some of the things that we go through. My daughter has MS, and for years I was told I had MS. So at this end, we found out later on that I don't have MS, I have what they call focal seizures, which a lot of the symptoms are the same. So both of us are dealing with no feeling in our hands. And we're talking about and laughing about how this eating venture is going to go. And we're trying to do hair. She's trying to do Umpa's hair. I'm trying to do Mama's hair. And we finally had to switch because she shapes afros better than I do. And I braid a little bit, I braid looser than she does. And we wanted the baby to have brains. So I was like, you know what? We got 3 hours before we have to go get there. Let me do something real quick. So I made Oompa a hat. So my baby girl wore a hat, and it was cute also because I had to write a poem. I was asked to do a poem for Uncle Ham, so I had to write a poem as well. So I wrote this poem. I crocheted a hat. I drive my family to the restaurant. We meet up with family we haven't seen in years. And guys, when I stood up to do the poem, my everything went blank. I had my tablet in front of me. All the words were there on the tablet. I had the notebook in case I couldn't get the tablet started. So I wrote it down in the tablet. I had it written in my notebook, and my brain just was not functioning. And my cousin, Uncle Ham's daughter, Denise, came up to me and she started reading the first two words, and then everything clicked. And I went back and read it. But my mom got really, really cute at one point. My mom, yes, my mom would say things at what seemed like the most inappropriate time, but when you replayed the situation in your mind, you saw just how appropriate her wordage was. And she just kept saying things when people would walk in, when people would walk out. She would say things, like, watch, 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 watch. The same will been there for the duration of us being here. And he always trips over the corner. And this is one of the younger ones because he was sliding his feet. He was sliding his feet, and everybody kept telling him, "Stop sliding your feet. Pick up your feet when you walk." He got his little toe tangled up under the edge of that rug. He didn't fall. He didn't fall, but y'all, he landed face first, and somebody just played the fool. You talk about a hilarious moment. Everybody in there, and if he had hurt himself, it would not have been funny in no way, shape, form, or fashion. But the fact that he did not hurt himself, and he came up with a face full of rice. It was a Chinese restaurant, of course, but he came up with a face full of rice and gravy. Y'all, we were all done. We were all done. But yeah, it was fun having my mom along on that journey. I miss my mama. I do, coming up on Mother's Day, and you know, but it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. But you guys know that I love you and that I almost demand that you love yourselves because self love is the greatest love of all, and you deserve the best. Yes, I hear it. I hear it. I hear it, sis. I hear it. Yeah, we all did laugh, especially with the fact that he didn't hurt himself. But it was too cute to see all these little rice kernels stuck all over that little boy's face. And I say little boy, but he had to be at least 12. He had to be at least 12. So he was old enough to know better. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, self love is the greatest love of all, and you deserve the best. Remember, Kitty Lane told you. Remember, Kitty Lane loves you. And until we see each other again on these YouTube streets. Peace out, everybody. And I got to figure out how to get out of this. Oh boy, this is fun. I can get nothing to work. Hmm. I'm trying to listen to this. I'm trying to get out of here right now. I do. Okay, I'm gonna flip it. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. Ooh. 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 Okay, I think I see it.